I'm intrigued. Sue and I were talking a little bit this morning about your new book, the one that was just 2 weeks old. What the title is, Between Art and Terror, or From Art to Terror, right?
The title is From Art to Terror,
What's the
and the
basic...
subtitle is From Ambivalence in Culture.
From Ambivalence in Culture.
About ambivalence in culture.
Okay. What's the basic theme of the book?
Well, this is a bit complicated. Originally, my problem was, and it still is the main problem in the book, the relationship between inner experience and outside action. If you want, in a Piagetian sense, it's a relationship between assimilation and accommodation, in a simplified sense, but it's much more the, my starting basis is action theory. And in action theory, or in action, you always have this queer kind of contradiction between the outside effects and results of action and the inner evaluation of it. What you produce in many cases does not correspond to what you wanted to produce. You, I don't know, you go for a walk, you want to relax, and you find the weather or you find anything which is against your expectation, and you come back to the pointed. The outside, the result of your action, the process of your action, is always somehow discrepant with your anticipation, expectation, your wishes. A discrepancy which may be in a positive or in a negative sense. So that is my main problem, which I treated in the different sections of the book. But then came the actual political situation, which very strongly occupied me, preoccupied me. How is it that in connection with religion, which teaches love, understanding, empathy, compassion, that in connection with this religion always arises aggression. Aggression in the most violent way. So that, in a sense, confounded itself with my first problem. And I tried to understand that at the same time. So there came tricky questions like, why does an artist create ugly pictures. We can easily understand why he creates beautiful pictures, but why does he create ugly pictures? Or another question, why in a sense do we want to have enemies? There is a chapter in the book which is called Welcome Enemies. And in that chapter the thesis is we want to have enemies, we need enemies for certain reasons which I explained. So these two intentions or problems somehow confound each other, and that you may consider that to be a flaw of the book. But it simply arises from, you know it, from my continuous effort or wish to apply action theory to not only to theoretical experimental situations, but to the situations as we live them in everyday life.
Yeah.